Recently, I was listening to the radio and an interview with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's written a book and he was promoting the book. But during the interview, he talked about his father, and he said his father used to have an expression he used to constantly talk to him about. And he constantly said to Arnold Schwarzenegger, be useful. Just think every day about how you can be useful. He said, so if we were teenagers and you wanted to stay in bed for half the day, his father would consider that a waste of time because it wasn't useful. He wasn't being useful. And so he got this into his head all of the time. No matter what job he was doing, he wanted to be useful. And I thought, I wonder how many of us focus on a daily basis on being useful to other people, or whether or not we're too busy worrying that they're not helping us, or they don't value me, or that person's being awkward. How can we be useful? Now, I put this together with another story I heard. I was at a conference and there was a chap there from a thing called the WOW Awards. And you may have heard of them. They do customer service excellence. And he was a very good speaker, a very nice chap. And he talked about a hospital porter who received one of these WOW Awards. Apparently, the hospital porter became really concerned about some of the people he was wheeling around the hospital, and especially sometimes some of the older people. He'd be wheeling them up to the theatre and they'd be very nervous. And on this one occasion, the lady in question was really, really nervous. So he started to chat to her and he found out that she loved to sing. She loved to sing, and she was also a big churchgoer. Well, the porter himself loved to sing. So while he was wheeling her up to the theatre, he started singing and she joined in. So both of them, as they were singing hymns. I can't remember whether it was All Things Bright and Beautiful, but one of the hymns that most people tend to know from school. And because of this, he received one of the WOW Awards. He was making himself useful. He wasn't just thinking about wheeling people around the hospital, and probably the amount of times people treat him like he's a nobody because he's not a doctor. He was constantly thinking, how can I help? How can I be of service? And I imagine he got just as much out of that interaction as the lady that he was helping to calm down did. So maybe as you go about your daily business today, you could be thinking about, how can I be useful?